Hello. It is Monday. At least right now it is. For me, right here on this video. This is being recorded Monday, August 17th, 2020. This is the Yormish workout. Cycle 2, Week 3, Day 1. Please do not waste your time watching this unless you have a very specific reason to watch this video. I should put the please up there somewhere, but one of these days I will. Oh, here's a fun thing. This is a Bang Couch CD. Anyway, that's a fun thing, but I'm not going to go into that. What I'm going to go into is what this is. And this is the digital notebook, which is this digital. Yay. All right, so this will be this week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the measurement things all kind of, I wrote out today. This is what I think I can do without much of a problem. Monday is upper body part 1. And this the sequence goes. There's basically 5 exercises, a few different reps, and a bonus exercise today will be frontal raises. I kind of wrote the bonus thing as an idea that I'll get a glare on there. Oh well, I'm not worried about it. I wrote the bonus thing as a possibility for what would happen, in the moment, but instead of doing it ahead of time. But I decided to write this all out, and I was thinking, I'm doing the lateral raise, I'll probably do the frontal raise the same way. Basically, the way this breaks out is the workout I've been doing week after week for at least a year, possibly longer, maybe 2. It should be 2, but there's been breaks and all sorts of stuff. But Monday's upper body 1, Wednesday's lower body, and Friday's upper body 2. And that's been basically what I've been doing. And it's been basically these exercises with a couple modifications and stuff, and I've added a little to it. The philosophy behind this is you do 2 or 3 sets, and your first set is the strongest set or the heaviest weight, but the least amount of reps. So you have heavier weight, and then you decrease the weight in the next set, and you up the reps. Usually going from, like in this case, a 6 rep to an 8 rep to a 10 rep. That's how that goes there. I'll bring that up a little bit. The cool thing about this little diagram is I can write out in red. Well, I guess I'll talk about the digital notebook real quick. All right, here's how it works. The digital notebook creates notebooks, and I create templates. So we go back to the very beginning. Yay, look at that. Why workout cycle 2, August 3rd through August. And all I have to do is copy, in essence, make a new notebook with these 4 pages. And the pages are, in essence, just the format that I've kind of built up for the thing. So, like the first week, it is this workout, these 2 pages, every single day. It looks like a lot, but really it's a full body workout, and it's a lot of sets, but hopefully not a lot of weight. Enough weight where I know I can just keep going. And the whole idea with that is just get mildly uncomfortable. Then week 2 is adventure, and I'll show you actually what week 2 looks like for me. Week 2 was just 1 page. So here's week 2 for me. Just adventure, just 1 challenge or 1 everything, kind of almost each day. At least 7 challenges, but I didn't really do anything on Sunday. So, and my challenge for Saturday was just 99 long, deep breaths, hold empty for X amount of seconds or whatever. So, yeah, this is just interesting challenges. And I got a video of the first challenge. Probably got a video of a couple different challenges on here. The first challenge was a burnout. 7 reps each and I didn't write that down till afterwards, but whatever plate I could hit on the machine. And the machine goes by plates, so I start at the top, and that's plate number 1, and it goes all the way down to plate 13, and then that's the end of it. You have to go back up. But if there had been a 14th, you basically go till 7 reps till failure. So 7 reps, next plate, 7 reps, next plate. You keep going down until one plate, you can't do 7 reps, and then you start going back up the ladder until you get back to the first plate. Burnouts are interesting. Anyway, so that is that. And then the first week of cycle 2, each 2 pages of this is a day. So there's a lot of pages here. But, and I'd like to think a lot of work. These workouts right here take between 1 or 2 hours. Somewhere between 1 and 2 hours. And some of these challenges actually took longer than that. So even if it's a little bit of space here, it sometimes takes longer. So that's week 2. Week 1 is just boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's week 1 till about there. And then I have a blank this page, which is the template. Back into template zone. And the template, like I said, essentially just looks like this. Template here. I copy these pages and set up a new notebook, and that'll be cycle 3 when cycle 3 hits in 2 weeks. Let's see here. So we're back down to, this is week 3, cycle 1. So week 3 is only going to have 3 days, unless I decide to write. I have some spots here. I can write down some bonus. So on Tuesday, tomorrow, if I want to do something, I can write it down in here, just a little bonus stuff if I want, if I feel so inclined. So yeah, basically break down the workout that I've been doing. Used to be on paper, took it from paper, put it on this. Didn't scan it, just actually rewrote it and, tried to do nice penmanship and all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Did type some text. Right here you got Skull Crushers, but everything else is handwritten. Let's see. So today, long explanation. Yeah, this is insanely, boringly long explanation, and you probably can't see the thing. Start out, first exercise is shoulder press. Was going to be shoulder machine, but now it's shoulder press, 3 sets. Lat pull down, 2 sets. Then it's the tricep medley, which is dips, kickbacks, skull crushers, 1 set each. Then it is incline curls, 2 sets. Lateral raises, and we're pretty much done. Lateral raises is 5 sets. It's a little different. Lighter weight and set of 15, then 4 sets of 5. And then frontal raises, same thing. Set of 15 and 4 sets of 5. So, and the green triangles is the weight or the plate. So whatever plate, starting from the top down. So if I write down 5, you count from the top, which is the lightest, all the way down to 5, and then that's what I'm doing. And the numbers, if it's just a number, it's in pounds. So it's really fun to kind of fill this thing out, and for some bizarre reason, I like, writing it and making it and all this kind of stuff. And what I was doing before was handwriting these workouts a little bit before doing it, but sometimes that would take kind of a long time. This kind of speeds that up, but it still gives me that happy feeling of crafting it and marking it down and having a fun with the idea and process of writing things down. Now, the cool thing about this workout is I, in essence, don't write it down while I'm doing it unless I fail to meet my goals or go past my goals. But these are just my goals on this. What I would call this is almost like a prescription or a script, whatever way you want to call it. I like the idea of I wrote a script and this is what I'm going to do in the script. So let's stick on script. Shoulder press. All right, so it'll be a set of 6, lower the weight, set of 8, lower the weight, set of 10. And in between each exercise, man, I can't believe I failed to mention this. During this day, there will be long pauses between each exercise. Well, I could either talk to you, which is probably future me, or, let's see, I could, oh yeah, and if you have to reason to watch this, I would say it's probably best to watch this as in at least double speed. If there's anything faster than double speed, whatever way it works, I'm trying to kind of go through it quickly, sort of, except for the breathing exercises. The breathing exercises are kind of fun and good. So between each set, before each exercise, probably, in those in-between areas, there'll be a set of 7 breaths. Today I think I'm going to mostly do it in, nose, out, mouth. Pretty standard as far as breathing exercises go. All right, warm-up. Shoot, I've done part of the warm-up already. So I got rid of some of my warm-up just because I I was there and I wanted to get it done. But we'll get rid of the rest of the warm-up right now, which starts with 7 exercises my dad likes. Just do a set of 3 on these, just to feel if there's any cracks and crumbles. Get that good kind of stretch going with it. Alright. That's not part of it, nor is the jumping jack, but feel a little tension in my back. Been feeling it the last 2 days, so I'm deciding to turn sideways and maybe that'll alleviate a little bit of it. It's a lot better than it was yesterday. Alright, so legs on this part. Alright. Almost fell over there. That was kind of strange. Okay. Alright, now, yeah, well, what else do I warm up with beyond that? Alright, I've already done the L-shaped chin-ups. Yeah, I did do something stomach. I didn't do inverted sit-ups. Did do push-ups. Yeah, I usually do like a couple air squats. Let's do a few of those. And a couple bends after this. Alright, so just gonna bend down. Touch the toes if you can. Fortunately, I'm glad to report I can, although it feels like there's tension in the back of my knees when I do. And a little backward bend too. And that's my little bit of warm-up. Like I said, I already did a few exercises I normally do in the warm-ups ahead of time in a really darkened area, so I didn't really, would have been pointless to videotape it, even though I know I don't really have problems videotaping in darkened areas, but I'll try to avoid some of that if possible. All right, so breathing exercises, and we do the shoulder press. Set 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Haven't done that in a little while. All right. Yeah, that was a set of 6. Then we get to lower the weight and do 8 after a breathing exercise. Got to see a little piece of my edges there. Gonna turn that down quite a bit. Not just a little bit, but down to quite a bit. Literally turning down the weights right now. And because there's going to be a change in the script, I'm going to write that down. I wonder if the eraser works. It doesn't eliminate the color. It eliminates the color. Darn it. Well, that's why there's a back button. right over it. Totally gonna mangle it. I'm also gonna write a little arrow if I can't read it later. All right. Okay, 7 breaths, and then we go for it again. Now, the 7 breaths may have a strategic purpose. My hypothesis is somewhere in recovery for workouts in between sets, supposedly over 10 minutes is too long. You start to cool down too much. And sometimes something short of 3 minutes, wow, is too short for a lot of people. To get themselves back to maximum recovery, it might take as long as 3 minutes. And hopefully deep breaths using that very simple cycle, in nose, out mouth, not doing really any holds of the breath while full, not doing any holds of the breath while empty, just that kind of cycle for today. My hypothesis is this: the breathing might shorten down the recovery time. That simple. What kind of breathing? That's up for experimentation. For a little playfulness, a little bit of variety, and whether there's holds in it, whether there's the sequence of it. I mean, not just the sequence of it, but the number, the quality and quantity. Is it 30 deep breaths? Is it 30 really, really deep breaths? Who knows? I think like that would be one of my higher quality breaths as opposed to those 7 I did before. So maybe I'll do my breaths like that and try to get super, super deep. But honestly, it sometimes seems a bit taxing to try to go really, really deep, to really try to expand the lungs. And it's like there's an area there, and then that last bit, like, it seems like it's not natural. It seems like it's a bit more of an effort to get that extra bit in there, whatever percentage it is, the extra 10%, the extra 20%. It feels like it could be as much as 20% of the total breath package. I'm not sure. But the idea there is maybe it helps with recovery. Another thing that might do good things is, do I have it? Yes. We'll get this out right now because I think I need a little help. And this might go into that recovery time of somewhere between 3 and 10 minutes. I know, crazy, huh? That's insane, but at least it gives me time to play. You and I can play. All right, so right on the shoulder, just let the shoulder have a little bit, not too much. A little bit of blood coming to the surface there. There we go. Not much, not really, nothing that'll cause me to like flinch, like, oh, you know. I don't want to get to that level. Like, that was almost flinch worthy, almost. And that's going to just get the blood to the surface there, and maybe more blood flow equals better workout flow. All hypotheses here, nothing proven, but just ideas to play around with. Oh man, I gotta find a good place to put you. That's the best place. I'll just drape you over all this stuff. You like that? Draped. Just like, hey, I'm the plastic jump rope thing. I think that thing was only $1. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try to find more of them, just in case I lose that one. That one's pretty nice. All right, but I don't really use it for jump roping. Go figure. Ugh. All right, I think we're ready to go on this one. So I'm just gonna take my sequence of putting it up in the right spot correctly. Make sure I'm not bumping into anything. This is gonna be 10. This is gonna be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can watch the counts later and try to keep the count in my head. If me saying out loud is screwing up my breathing pattern or whatever feels natural. All right, time for another breathing session. Oh yeah, gonna turn down the weight just a slight bit. Stick to the noted script. All right, weight is turned down a little bit. That was some fun counting with my fingers, doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then touching my thumb there for 6, or touching my thumb here for 6, and then 7 right there. So it's like just holding up your fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, and then 7, just curling it back and making those kind of things. Sometimes counting on your fingers is kind of fun. Count by knuckles. Right at the tip of the finger. 1, first knuckle. 2, second knuckle. 3, base of the finger. 4, then you got your 5 back to the second knuckle. 6, first knuckle, and then 7 finger. So if you're manipulating something, then you have your, that's kind of a fun way to count. Sometimes if you're doing, your isolation curls, you can just kind of do that on the side with your hand and go through and like, okay, I got to 7, don't really have to think about it. Sometimes it's fun to think and count out loud, and sometimes it's just fun to count in pictures, and sometimes I guess that's counting 3 ways. Auditorily, either saying it out loud or hearing it in your head. Visually, either seeing it, maybe having a screen that you tap on that has a tally, just every time you tap on the screen it displays another number. Haven't tried that yet, kind of want to. Have a couple ideas where I can use that for, especially like zenning out, like almost marrying meditation with working out, taking a light weight and just seeing how many times you can do it, maybe with an isolation curl. Definitely single arm stuff, single leg stuff, where or single arm stuff and either single leg or both leg stuff, and just tallying it out. Why am I talking right now? I should be working out. I want to get these ideas down. I want to push these things through. Okay, back to different ways of counting. So we got the auditory, we got the visual, and then got kinesthetic. Visual being the either tapping or seeing a picture of the number in your mind, whether it be a picture in a stack, whether it be a pattern that you see, or whether it be the actual representation of the number in letters or number form. Then kinesthetic, I think, is a fun way, because this is kind of a kinesthetic way of counting. I think you're actually doing something, and once you get used to it, you know that, like, hey, here's 1, but here's also 7, and then you're kind of going through and feeling that. And on the base of the finger, it's kind of tricky because you get so close to the second knuckle. But if you do it enough, you'll get past that and you won't miss counts too much, hopefully. Hopefully. For a little while, I've tried to do a couple videos where I didn't actually talk, just to cut down between the time between sets, and that wasn't nearly as fun. This feels like I'm having more fun with this, and I can express to you, future me, all the silly stuff that's going on in my head right now. You look back on yourself and you're like, what was I even thinking? Well, now I can answer that. Okay. Set of 10. Try to keep my breathing all through my nose on that. Not exactly sure why. Felt like a fun thing to do. All right. Now we can turn down the weights for the next time we use it. Which, if I remember from the script, turn it down a little bit. Hopefully it'll be accurate from the next time these dumbbells are called in to do some work. Okay. Kind of fun. I turned down the weights. I got my little flashlight shining on the numbers. All right, next thing is lat pull downs. A little bit of a change of scenery for this. And right after that's the dips. And then we get to come back in here for the rest of it. So, oh, that's what was sticking me. One of these days I'm going to get a better safety pin. That safety pin just keeps getting, it's not like they have a mark there or anything though. Whew. Safety, it's the safe way to be. All right, so light. That's going to be the major concern right now. Oh yeah, this is going to be a set of, I hope it's a set of 6. It might be a set of 8. Let's see here. See, I can't even see through that. Lat pull downs, 8. It's a set of 8, and a set of 10. What am I doing to myself? Well, based upon that burnout that I did last Monday, I think I could probably pull this off. I think that's within the realm of possibility. And then we got dips after this. Oh, the fun we will have together. All right, a little bit more focused light right there. Okay, so I think we basically see what's going on here. Yeah, sorta. All right, already set up the plates for this, so I'm ready to go. We're gonna do 7 breaths and then start. Okay. Just switched out the plate without getting out of the chair, which is pretty cool. 7 breaths, and then we're doing a set of 10. Wow. By the way, doing the finger count, you probably can't see it, but three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Couple of mid-set breaks in there. Oh man, don't know if I had good extensions on that one. Don't know if I had full range of motion. Probably not, especially near the end on that one. Whew. But got through it, got through the script. I was feeling ambitious when I wrote down I'd be able to do 7 dips. The next thing is the triceps medley, which means basically instead of 3 or 2 sets of one exercise, it's 1 set of 3 exercises. All hits the triceps from different angles, which I hear is a big thing, or at least I'd like to believe it. So we're going to shift to this to that perspective. Let's also grab this, grab that camera, put it in a place where I can see what I'm doing, sort of. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. Things you will feel, and the things that'll feel you. This is freshly washed and it smells nice. Oh, that's nice. Some detergent company spent a lot of money on that smell. Tomorrow it might not have that smell. Then it's going to be more detergent. Hey, it makes you wash your rags a little bit more often, I guess. Still feeling it, man. But hey, if I fail, I fail. It's like the longer I wait, as long as it gets to that 3-minute mark. I wonder what the pause between this exercise, or this exercise and the last exercise was. Not really too sure. Well, one of the best ways to find out if I can do it is to try it. And I'm not going to be so worried about failure. I'm just going to throw a good try in there. See if, as I'm feeling right now, if I can do 7 dips with good range of motion, getting to the tippy top and getting as far down as I can. 1, 2, go. 6, 7. I might have discounted that. 8. Not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. I guess my back was really tired. My triceps are probably a little bit fresh. So that makes a difference right there. Triceps were fresh. We were able to knock that out, even though I was feeling despicably tired. Now we got some visually impaired walking to do. It's going to be very slow. I'm not going to try to bump into too many things. Controlled bumping into things. That's what I like to call it. All right. Okay. All right. Still in the stages. I'm going to use this chair again. You're a good chair. I'm going to leave you right there, because frankly, I don't care. All right, this is going to be left and right separately, tricep kickbacks. According to this, I'm going to try to do a set of 12. Yeah. No, a set of 13. 13, wow. We'll see if that'll even happen. I can guarantee you. Oh, trying to lift like. Sometimes the discs don't quite hit perfectly. End up trying to lift all the weight and the stack itself, but since the stack is tied down to the stand, hey, that's a heavy thing. All right, I'm gonna try to do this like this. That way I can see if my legs bend, how much I move my back. All these things will come into the equation. Plus I have a hefty, nice spot to rest my weight. A little bit of breathing first. I'm gonna do the 7 breaths right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, note to self, if I remember to watch this before week 3 of cycle 3, week 3, cycle 3, day 1, lower the reps, up the weight. I also think there might be a master equation for time under tension. So let's say you do 100 reps of curls with a 1 pound weight, or you do 1 rep with a 100 pound weight. Maybe there's like this equation that is like both of those equal a quality number of 100, let's say. Let's just say, I know it's not realistic, but those are the extreme examples. But let's say you're able to do 20 pounds, but you're able to do like 3 sets of 20. Well, 3 sets of 20, yeah, the math doesn't really jive out, but 3 times 20, 60, 60 times 3, 180. So 180 might be a higher quality number than, or a higher quantity number, time under tension or whatever, than the lifting of 100 times once or 1 times 100. Experimenting with that idea, like the higher the quality number, let's call it a quality number or quantity number or whatever, the QQ number, quality and quantity number, the higher the QQ number, maybe the more you'll build up. But I don't really think it works like that. I think it's a fun idea to play with. I don't think the human body necessarily works like that. I think you need to go high rep, low weight to really, really exacerbate the ability for your lactic muscles to deal, or your muscles to deal with lactic acid, and then high weight, low rep to help your body just deal with the strain of high weight. You know, because it seems to me when I go high weight, low rep, I definitely feel it in my joints more. And yeah, that's something. And then like, if I do high rep, low weight, I get closer and closer to like nausea. Either way, I can get to nausea. Sometimes I can even use breathing exercises to get to nausea. But nausea is like my body telling me something. And that message difference, that message is sometimes not good in general, but I think it's a couple different messages I get from nausea. But the general direction is my body doesn't necessarily like what's going on, which doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. It just means, you know, pay attention. All right, 7 breaths. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, weird thing. I was feeling that on my left side, specifically the muscle below my shoulder blade was kind of freaking out. Right at the beginning, that muscle tensed and it did not feel good. It got close to like cramping for a second. And I was like, that is really strange because that is not even the arm I'm using. Go figure. The tricep didn't really feel much of that though. So, gonna lower the reps for safety. Then I'm gonna up the weight a little bit. And then maybe gonna do some like without weight just to check my range of motion, how that range of motion feels. Because I know I'm not getting that range of motion with the weight right there. That's like right here to here, moving from that point to that point, which is probably that distance right there. Moving that distance is just not happening very effectively with the weight, which is fine. As long as I remember to do some low weight reps for range of motion type stuff, because I want my total body to be stronger. It's all about health span, man. The good news is, even if I neglect that full range of motion, there are a lot of bodybuilders that totally ignore extreme and full ranges of motion, and they have perfectly functional lives, perfectly functional bodies. And I think lowering the range of motion actually lets you really focus in on making your muscles look better. Not necessarily my goal. I mean, it would be nice to look better. That's all in the nice category. But the category I'm after is health span, high quality health span. Being able to ask my body to do something and have it do it without problem or complaint. And that confidence to get it done. Like I said, I wasn't confident I could do 7 dips. But the fact that I was working out my back and that feeling of like wipe out on my back didn't extend to my triceps. And that was pretty cool. Like realizing, hey, this is not that bad. During the back thing though, felt like I needed to take a break and get some fluid. Today's fluid has a little bit of creatine in it. There's 1 scoop of creatine. And I probably should have drank it a half hour before all this, but oh well. I play drums, and so timing should be a stronger suit of mine, but consistently fail at time things. But I'm liking it now. It's exactly where I needed it. Got some Gatorade Cherry Blizzard powder in there with the creatine. The taste is superb. Had a little bit of soda water in there for the bubbles. I like the bubbles. I know people that are really serious about the way their body looks say, don't drink things with bubbles. It'll make your stomach puff out. I am so glad I don't care about that. I don't know if my stomach will ever not puff out, but you know, if I was a model, then I might stop drinking like soda water and bubbly stuff. I don't drink alcohol, but there's been one occasion where I was so thirsty, but I wanted something bubbly, that a friend of mine had like an Ultra Michelob and like some water, and I just really wanted something bubbly on the tongue and the throat. Love that feeling. So I was like, yeah, just give me the Mich Ultra or whatever. And I think that was the last time I drank any alcohol. Didn't feel a thing, except for the wonderful feeling of bubbles. Don't really like the taste of beer. Some people get into it. I think positive associations. Hey, this beer tastes weird. Oh, I'm having a good time. Beer tasting weird, good time. You know, I think that might be something to do with it. And then again, I like a lot of stuff that people hate. So maybe my taste buds are just not the type to like beer. I don't hate it. It just is what it is. But then again, I used to not like coffee. And I still kind of don't like coffee, and I actually stay away from caffeine. Yeah, caffeine, alcohol, that kind of stuff, stay away from. But here's the funny thing. I haven't had it in years, but I remember when I was a little kid just flipping out over coffee-flavored ice cream. And I know I hated coffee at that, being a little kid. But then again, that's just a war against hot drinks. Teas and all that kind of stuff, just never liked hot drinks. I remember one time I was roofing, and I left a thing of tea, 2 liter of like Nestea or something up that on the roof, and I was just working hard, and that tea got so hot, and before the 2 liter bottle exploded, seemed like it was pushing out a little bit, had a lot of pressure in there. I drank that hot tea, and it didn't quite burn going down my throat, but I remember feeling the heat down my throat. I felt the heat in my stomach, but my body was, I sweated quite a bit. I mean, roofing in Florida in the summer, you know, wouldn't recommend it. At least not me. I'm not, you know, that was just stupid, but it was for a friend of mine. I wouldn't do it again for him. You know, it was a couple days. And he was quite charitable. He gave me double what I asked for, so, you know. Well, I wasn't asking for much, though. Come to think of it, so he probably got a pretty good deal. We both got a good deal. Walked away with that, both feeling like we had a great deal. And then I have this hot tea story, so, you know, that's a win all the way around. My hands were messed up for days, but yeah. Anyway, won't go into the hands, won't go into the cuts, won't go into the woundings. I just remember one time I used a knife to carve away at, like, from the underside of the roof, some like drywall or something, and the knife didn't have a locking mechanism. The locking mechanism was broke, carved into it, and then like it cut back on me and just went back into my pinky, and it was like, wow, that's a pretty deep wound. I wrapped it up in some sort of cloth, put a glove over it, and that night played paintball. Go figure. But the funny thing was just like my whole glove was just, there's a decent amount of blood in the glove, and even after paintball opened it back up. I don't know how I know how I got hit on the, I was doing this thing where I found some cover and I was going like this, but the paintball gun has to be up front, and I was like, why am I not hitting these guys from cover, and just, yeah, wasn't actually firing any paintballs. So they were able to creep up on me pretty quick, and got my hands, you know, just, hey, it happens. And I was like, of all the places to hit. But the good news is I had a face mask. I think I even wore like a trench coat, and all sorts of things. We were just paranoid about getting peppered up by paintballs. So a lot of us had just ridiculous amounts of clothing. Sometimes you wouldn't even feel the hits, and then somebody would say, oh yeah, you got hit. Oh man. Yeah, but you're running and sweating and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Florida summer, you know, even at night. All right, where was I? There was some point to all of this. And the point was, let's go from paintball to roofing to hot drinks to dealing with something with drinks. This drink is fantastic to bubbles, to personal preferences, to where isn't in the great world we're all made differently, and that's probably what's going to be the saving grace of the human race. No, just free flow of thought. That's what's going on here. Beyond that, okay, so the third part of the medley is skull crushers, and I have this trusty chair here, so I don't have to do them standing. I'm gonna sit here, grab that weight, and I did write down 13. I remember it kind of mirrored, so I'm hoping. I don't know what I'm hoping. I'm just gonna find out what happens. Let's go see what happens. But more than likely, I'll say up the weight, and I'll say up the weight and lower the reps for next time. So that's going to be my prediction right now. We'll see what happens with 13 skull crushers. There's a belch. That's what I wanted. The bubbly. By the way, that soda bubbly. Just buy yourself soda water. You won't be expecting flavor. It'll just be like whatever. Anyway, I expected something special with bubbly, and it was just it's not for me. Although I'm sure that there's some people that like it. I think I like that LaCroix stuff better. It seems like it has a little bit more flavor, but maybe it has a little bit more carbs and all that kind of crap too. So who knows? Probably, more than likely. I mean, it's a seesaw, flavor, carbs, all that kind of stuff. Unless you're willing to go like full like monk fruit or stevia or whatever stuff, I guess. I'm not an expert on that. Like to learn more about that. Maybe create my own concoctions. Which reminds me of melonades, but we won't go into melonades right now. We will go into, won't talk about that wonderful drink I made that nobody wanted. We'll go into breathing exercises. That's what we wanted. Getting loopy. And smelly. One. Might want to lean forward a little bit. 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we can bring those down a little further. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's hitting it. 10, 11, 12. 13. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna predict the same thing. Lower the reps, up the weight. But what I'm also gonna do, hopefully, don't know if it'll work for this, but I'm gonna suggest that I do it like this. There we go. That feels more like a proper skull crusher. Remember I used to do these kind of laying down, which felt weird. And I don't know. I like it this way. It seems more effective than doing it laying down on a bench. On the bench was kind of strange. And I don't like flat bench that much for many things. I'm not exactly sure why. All right. So yeah, up the weight. Obviously I was using 2 dumbbells, 1 in each hand. So, but having I'm gonna test it out and see just how that feels, like that. And the cool thing is that thing these things go up to 90 pounds. So if I was doing 2 45s, I just turn it up to 90 and have 1 90-pound weight. So that all works within the up to 45 range, which is not bad. And then if I need to go beyond 45s, I'll just go back to 2 dumbbells. But yeah, up the weight, lower the rep count. That is my prescription for my script. Okay, let's see what we got here. Tricep medley. Really only 2 or 3 exercises left. You got your incline curls, and we're set up for that weight-wise. Cool. Also, the second set of the incline curls, plan on using a set of weights I haven't used in a couple weeks. Got to give those things a little bit of care and love. They love to help me out, so you know, you can, your equipment, I don't know, I have I don't try to anthropomorphize my equipment or anything like that, but I definitely have some affection for my equipment. This thing I have a lot of affection for because it only costs 30 bucks and it looks new, and it's been here for years, and I've been punching on it and sitting on it and lifting weights in it and all sorts of things. It wobbles a little bit. It's not perfect, but what is, and it's still, like, over here, that doesn't move too much. I don't have to constantly fix that. It has been a great thing. I've even stubbed my toe on it a few times. I've used it for calf raises, just like that. This thing is just, thank you. You've done good. 30 bucks, man. What a value. Elite Fitness, hopefully that company's still in business, because wow, they've done proper good things. I'm gonna put these to the side right now so I can be quicker on the switch out. That's for the second set. Let's check the frame so I can at least, my frame is not about so much me, it's about the count. If I can see what I'm doing enough to count what I'm doing, then it's a proper frame. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not trying to win any cinematography awards. Although if I won a cinematography award, this would be truly a bizarre world. That would be hilarious. For cinematography, and we don't even know what the heck he was doing. Yorm explains absolutely nothing, and we won't explain to him why we gave him a cinematography award. Especially all those, like, I've seen footage of what I do. It's like pitch black and you kind of hear a voice. Yeah. Oh, he's not in the frame most of the time. Oh, goodness. And the fourth wall, it's the fourth portal in the way he does it. My goodness. No good can come of this. Actually, lots of good comes of this, hopefully. And if it becomes a benefit to the world, hopefully. Here's my bizarre plan. I got a buddy that I'm kind of doing these for. And he's been thinking he's been getting the bare minimum as far as videos and all that kind of stuff goes. And it's cool. I sometimes don't post stuff up, and he'll bug me about it, and then I'll post up a few videos and be like, okay, yeah, I've been working out, as agreed, you know. And I'm not being begrudging, I'm actually thankful for that, so. But here's the thing, what I plan on doing. I plan on having all these videos like private. And then, I don't think he'll bug me. I think his life is just, who knows. Who knows, and I don't want to find out. The less said, the better sometimes about certain things, but yeah, who knows what he's up to? I have no clue, and I don't want to muck it up. But I think next time I get bugged, what I'll do is I'll just like flip all those things onto public, or send it to his email. Probably just flip it all to public, because who knows what email or whatever will be used, will evolve to, or whatever. And part of the agreement was make some aspects of my life public. So, hey, you know. So, flip it all to public, why not? And be like, oh, there you go. And it'll be like months worth of just videos. It's like, okay, you asked for it, and here's the flood, you know. just the inundation. What I would do in this situation, now I'm guessing that he functions on the same logical principles. He'll watch the first one and he'll watch the last one. Then he'll watch the next one after that until he gets tired and just kind of bring the bookends together to a middle point. But the cool thing about watching the first one is you can see, where were you, 2 years ago? Oh, this is where you are today. And then like you can really see the progression. Like sometimes I do that with songs I record. Like I'll record the beginning, or I'll record the whole song, and then I'll go right to the beginning of it and see kind of what the tempo was there, and then go right to the end and see what the tempo was there and be like, whoa, I was really pushing the tempo. More often than not, the tempo goes faster. Sometimes, in rare instances with certain songs, the tempo will be slower. Unless I'm doing like MIDI type stuff, and more than likely with that I have a click track going, and that tends to stabilize it out. I know it's a crutch. I admit, hey, I use a click track. I am not a perfect drummer by any stretch of the imagination. I don't pretend to be so. So yes, I have my crutches, my double bass, my click track, different things going on. Although, while playing out live, I've never used a click track. I probably should. What was that band's name? I think it was something like Steady Diet of Worms. That guy had a set like, I think he had a better set than I did, way better. But I have some Roland gear, and he had the high-end Roland gear, like I think the $20,000 set, just something ridiculous. And but he's in a touring band that makes money, and he can pay for it with the touring, so good on him. And really nice guy to boot. I can't remember his name. Can't remember even the band's name, but talking with him after seeing him play and seeing these big ass headphones on his head, and I'm just like, what are those, like monitors? Are you really? Because I know at that time, not hearing myself play was really screwing up my playing, and that was when I just switched over to like electronic drums. And the cool thing about those is you can turn them down. And so I would turn them down, and nobody would ask me to turn up. And then every now and then I wouldn't do very much, and then they'd ask me to turn up, and I'll be like, okay. So I would, but I was still never at the top of the mix, which is a fine place for me. It seems like everybody wants to be on the top of the mix. I can understand it because you can hear all your little nuances, and that makes you much better of a player, but it drowns out everybody else, which it's all viable. And when you're at the bottom of the mix, they can only hear the major things you do, but really you've been doing that the whole thing. And I think a good producer kind of finds those tweaks and turns it up in certain areas of the song, turns it back down, and it just sheds a spotlight on some of the cool things you do, and that makes the song kind of click over, not just subconsciously click over to a good thing. Anyway, won't go into that idea. We'll go into the idea that this dude not only had his monitors set up, and he was on the top of his mix in his monitors, of course, because they're monitors, headphone monitors. So he heard the whole band, but he heard himself at the top of the mix, and then he heard a click track, and he had something on his drums that I think was separate from the Roland module that got piped in for his click track, that he was just used to playing with that particular click track. And I think it was something like, if I had to guess, a very specific weird sound that's not found in the music he was playing on the ones. So like, if he was playing something, most of his stuff was probably in 4/4 time, so, but like on that one, just being able to nail that one precisely every single time was kind of, because that dude was, hey, if he needed his crutch, hey, let him have his crutch. It was that good. I shouldn't feel embarrassed about some of the crutches I use, and hey, who knows? I'd probably be a better player if I figured out a way to play with the click track in my head live. Maybe I will. That just means more equipment, though. It means some sort of digital metronome piped into my headphones and big headphones that, I don't know. I want to travel light so far, and we don't need to go big, heavy stuff. We don't have any roadies. So, back to the laundry list of stuff in my head. Yeah, and Bang Couch hasn't played in a little while, but that's me and my buddy Red. Bang Couch, Red and I. All right, so what's going on with this? I should be doing a set of 8 and a set of 10. All right, incline curls. 1, 2, Okay. Gonna do a bit of a breathing exercise. Oh yeah, I think I skipped a bit of a breathing exercise there, but I did do enough talking. And the talking, if you do it enough, might be kind of like a breathing exercise. Plus, I got really psyched up about happy things going on in my life. Like I get to play music in a band that doesn't cause me trouble. Yay! All right. Back it up to 3. No. What's number 3 all about? A set of 10. One set of 10 incline curls. These specific weights. Thank you for showing up. Always dependable. You never weigh more. You never weigh less than what you're supposed to. These weights are great because there's a pin, and they weren't very expensive, and I can dial up these things pretty low. I can go all the way. If I take all these little metal plates off, I think they're each 2.5 pounds. So, like the first pin on each side is like, what is it? 10 pounds, 15 pounds. Let's see here. 10 pounds. 10 pounds. So it goes up in 5s, and there's 4 plates, so you can go like 10, 15, 20, 25, which is pretty cool. And then sometimes, if you want to take the pin back and take the dumbbell out of the cradle that's holding it, the stand that's holding it, which is more like a cradle for it, you can use these little plates by themselves too, which is kind of fun. So if you need to be carrying something that's like, I got 2 5s over there that are just plates, but if you need something less than that in plate form that you can just hold on to, and these are pretty easy to hold on. They look kind of shiny, but they don't have any grip spots on them. Like these weights have pretty good grip. Nice, you know, almost checkerboard type, whatever, matting, you know, for grips engraved in the metal. So it's like a checkerboard, really tight checkerboard, engraved into the metal. Cross hatching, that's what I'm looking for, cross hatching. So, you know, engraved cross hatching for this metal, although this one's showing up a lot of, wow, it's like rust. I don't know what that is, just probably me not washing my hands enough. Anyhow, these things are good. I like these. They were good for the price. I think they were 25. No, they weren't 25 bucks. They were way less than that. I think I might have got them used. That would explain the. Anyway. Whew. Couple breaths, and then we get done. Okay, that's really trying to get into my body there. I should have paid more attention not to like try to dive my consciousness into my bicep. Didn't really do that there, but dove my consciousness into my like throat, my breathing pattern, and my shoulder. Not my shoulders. I don't know. I guess my throat, which I wasn't working out my throat, but tried to make sure that wherever I was in my breath, when I said the number, it could be heard. Now, sometimes I was saying that at the top of the exercise, and sometimes I was saying that at the bottom, but that was interesting too. Just like, and also like paying attention to my breath a little bit, but not necessarily trying to regulate it, like, you know, breathe out as it's going up, and then breathe in as it's going down, and all that kind of stuff. Didn't really try to do that. Put your guys back in your cradles. Nighty-night. You deserve good rest. Thank you for all your help. Okay. Now that I've properly thanked those items, it's time to do something a little bit different. All right. All right, we're gonna, that seems like a good view. Oh my God, an hour, 11, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I don't know, a lot of ones at that particular moment. Have my phone set to airplane mode, which is something I now do during workouts because I don't want to, or shooting any sort of video on anything. I've had some interruptions before, and I've been in, I guess it's the flow. I don't know if this is flow or not. But now I'm going to do lateral raises. Might not go to the top, might bend my arms a little bit. I haven't done this with these weights in a while, and according to this, it's 5 sets. First set 15, and then 4 sets of 5. 4 sets of 5. And there's the 15. Lateral raises, let's get it done. Okay, that's not as heavy as I thought. Oh, it'll get heavy, don't you worry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A little bit of, I don't know if I like that much arm bending, but I know it helps out a lot. 8. Whoa, momentum there. 9, 10. Oh man. 11. Feeling my knuckles. What the hell? 12. 13. 14. 15. A lot of momentum going through that whole thing. Felt that in my knuckles for some weird reason. How I was gripping it or something. Definitely a lot of arm bending right there. All right, I'm gonna do just at least 1 set of 5 with the 5-pounders. Then I might grab some 10-pounders. I'm gonna do the straight armed. Let's look at the camera, see if I'm straight. Yeah, arms are straight. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that was a little bit too much for vacation, but the arms felt straight. That was good. There's something nice about throwing that up with straight arms. I'm gonna try this again. Do a set of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's gonna be totally straight arms. Watch it. Oh, no, it's not. 5. Had to bend near the end. All right, did bounce around a little bit on that. Knuckles are feeling weird. Okay. Let's go for the 10-pounders. 1, a little bit of bend in there too. 2, 3, 4, Okay, I think we'll go back to 20s. Put that. Why do you keep 10-pound dumbbells in your bathroom? Who knows? Has nothing to do with farting or anything like that. It's just sometimes you look at yourself in the mirror and it's just like, hey, let's see how many, whatever I can do. Oh, got 5 left. I think this is the 4th set of 5. I am going to write down kind of what happened. What happened there. This second set was 5 pounds. And this was back to 20. And this was 10. And this last one is going to be 20. 20 is going to be bent arm, just because that's the way I do this. Didn't need the jump rope for a lot of stuff. Should have used more of it, maybe. Who knows? Then again, this video might be longer. Don't necessarily want that. Okay, here we go. Hey, let's feel this tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. That might not be a lot of weight for you, but for me, that feels like a lot of weight. The straighter my arms are too, it's like, whoa. I always have to have a little bit bend when I use that much weight. All right, so we're in bonus round. And the bonus round today is frontal raises, which could be done 2 different ways. I've seen people say this is a frontal raise and this is a frontal raise. This is harder. This does something different. I don't know. My belief is this is actually a frontal raise. This, I don't know what this is. It's something. It's obviously something. Don't know what to call it. A weird kind of bicep back, upper back thing. But we're going to try the frontal raise as written. A 15 count. Let's see. Oh, man. There's something that says to me that I can't do this, but we'll find out if I can. Be open-minded to that. 2, 3, 4. Bending the arms 5. Swaying a little bit 6. It's not pretty, but it's getting done. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I like the other frontal raise better. Just 2 more. Come on, man. 12. 13. All right, come on. Really, 2 more. Go on one momentum if you like. Get it done. 14. Oh, the knuckles again. What the hell's going on? 15. Oh. Okay. Gotta loosen that up. Whatever the hell happened there. Well, wasn't pretty. Basically got through it. I'm gonna write down the rest of these were all done with 5s. All right. Grab these lovely 5s that don't get enough love. And I'm gonna try full extensions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, okay, I think this is good for the shoulders. 2 more sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man, totally messing with the mind on this. A mind screw, if you will. back to it, 2 more of these. And the mind screw is this, like, doing that first set was like, oh, doing these sets, it's like, ah. But still feeling it, just like this churning. You know what? What churns gets churned back. I'm gonna use a little bit of blood flow stimulation on this. Right there, right in the shoulders. The right one needs it a lot more than the left, though. Oh, there it is, right. There we go, we got some good stuff right there. Right where it needs it. There we go. That was an interesting noise. The right's still feeling something not good there, so we're gonna try to get that right side not complaining so much. Squeaky wheel gets the kick before it gets the oil. All right. Not too bad. A little bit of a difference there. Maybe it's all psychosomatic, but I'll take that. That's doable. 2 sets of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's also good for the thumbs to really figure out a good hold on this. I can't put 2 fingers through it, I can only put 1. But getting that balance, putting that finger through, really getting that good feeling on, really getting that good grip, practicing that grip. Last set of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh! Ignatius, what are you doing? There was a swath of light. I thought that was a big thing of dust. Tried to dust it off and the light's still there. It's like, oh, wait a second. Okay, so any notes that need to be added, might as well get that done right now. I'll talk to you seriously about unserious things, or not at all. Maybe I should just shut this down. That would be the appropriate thing, but who cares about propriety? All right, so no public service announcements, nothing so, what would be bourgeois as that? I don't know. All right, here's a fun idea. For your big drinks when you're tired, you grab the water. Oh, God. I've read some books that seem pretty silly, but some of the silly ideas still stick with me. One book in particular, I think it had something to do with Oponopono, something like that. Said something about drinking water out of a almost translucent blue bottle. One of these days I'm gonna get a glass bottle that's blue and stick it out in the sun and drink warm water from it and recreate a little bit of that experience with that tea, that hot water. That's, oh yeah, I guess where I was going with a lot of that is, hey, I might be trying to get back into that feeling of drinking warm and hot things by just microwaving water and drinking that and seeing what happens. I hear that my friend could be lying to me, but he says there's folks in China that do that and they're like, it's great for weight loss. And it probably does all sorts of bizarre health benefits. And if nothing else, it's just your body gets better with tolerance. Here's a funny thing, I'm a vegetarian, but I do care about tolerance. So it's been a while since I've eaten any meat. and I still consider myself a vegetarian even after doing this experiment, because, hey, I don't go after meat or anything like that. But the experiment was, for about a week I was wondering, how sick would I be if I ate meat? Like, what would happen if I just had, some ground beef, just like, almost like the worst meat, just wow. So someone was about to throw away about a quarter of a hamburger. I can't finish it. I'm not a big fan of throwing stuff away. I mean, I probably live a little bit like a hoarder, but I'm trying to get better with that too. But I remember I had a girl came over and she's like, "Are you a hoarder?" Yeah, this is not the Bachelor pad. Whew. For once, there's actually chairs. Hey, there's plenty of places to sit. It reminds me of this Italian model dude I knew, and he didn't need all these traps. But one of the things is like he had no chairs. The only place to sit down was on the bed. Anyway, so yeah, he had a Bachelor pad. I do not. I might have a hoarder's nest. It looks great to me, but I realize I try to view it through the lens that maybe my mother would see it. Then again, my mother was allergic to flat places. Everything that was flat had to have a whole bunch of tchotchkes and stuff on it, so you never had any place to set anything down. All decorations and all sorts of silliness, but we won't get into that. And bless her soul for that, because but yeah, otherwise she was extremely particular and good about certain types of cleanliness, which I did not inherit, or nor did I choose to inherit, because it just seemed like a pain in the ass. But at least using that lens, that perspective that she had towards stuff, I could see how other people see this place, and it's just like, this is a nightmare. I think it's great. In my room, I have basically a big body-size poster of the human body with one side, it's just all the muscles are labeled, and I don't actually have the code sheet on it, so it just has the little numbers on it. I used to have the code sheet, I can't remember where I put it. And the other side is the skeletal. So one side it's like skeleton, the other side is muscle, so you get both halves of the body. And it's also pop out, so it's 3D, it pops out. And it's not fake 3D. This is literally cardboard that's connected to the poster that pops out the way the muscles and bones would and all that. So I was seeing someone, she was like, I can't sleep in this room. So I was like, screw it. I don't have any room, or I only have one roommate right now. We have the room. And she slept with a lot of music on and stuff like that, and that kept me away from, I don't think she ever figured out I snored. Someone mentioned my snoring, she was like, what? I was like, yeah, man. I think it's been better the last, well, I've heard it's been better. And legitimately have been like, you don't snore, and I'm like, last 2 years I haven't had anybody complain about my snoring, which is really bizarre, because I'm certain, although I haven't woke myself up from snoring in the past 2 or 3 years. So maybe some of this health span stuff I've been concentrating on the last 700 plus days is getting that benefit. Also, I'm going way deep in the breathing exercises. Also, horseradish and hot sauce and wasabi, all to clear up that nasal passages. So now I can actually, and it still makes a lot of noise. I can't breathe. I don't know who can, but I can't breathe as fast through my nose as I can through my mouth. I think that's a universal human condition, but I would like more ease of entry and exit of air through my nose a little bit, but certainly not as congested as I used to be. I can actually smell stuff now, so there's that. But anyway, back to like throwing stuff away. So backtrack a whole bunch of that. As a vegetarian, I haven't eaten in a long time. I'm into the idea of like sometimes testing my limits a little bit. And this burger was about to be thrown away, this quarter of a burger, and I was like, yeah, just give that to me. I've been kind of wondering if I would get sick from eating this kind of stuff anyway, And I put it in my mouth, and I felt something weird. It's just like, this should not be here. You should not be doing this. And I'm just like, if I was starving, vegetarianism is a luxury. An omnivore is a necessity. If I go back down to like, brass tacks, if I'm in a situation like, hey, survival situation, absolutely. But the luxury, I love the world we live in. You can be, I think, hopefully I'm living proof of that, as a healthy human being and be a vegetarian, hopefully. But I certainly don't want to preach that to anybody, and I don't necessarily have the proof. I mean, I don't have a version of me eating meat all these years and a version of me as myself, we don't know which one's better. So, hey, it could be a worse lifestyle choice. It could be, I could be far away from my optimum because I don't eat meat. But anyway, I'm willing to accept that. That's okay. I'm happy with where I'm at, and I'm happy with the progression. Hopefully, where I'm progressing to. Hopefully, my goals will be kind of closer. And I think they will be, especially with this digital notebook and the way I'm framing these cycles, as I call them. Anyway, so ate the meat. Felt weird tasting it, all that kind of stuff. Just not necessarily a pleasant experience. And maybe that because it was somebody else's, quarter of a hamburger, and who knows? I don't know. But I was waiting to get nauseous. When's it gonna happen? It's probably gonna happen. Let's see if it's gonna happen. But not trying to mentally force it to happen. And just be like, whatever way it goes, I'm cool with it. Hey, if it's gonna happen, it's probably not gonna be a lot. It was only a quarter of a burger, Big burger though, but still quarter. And maybe close, a little bit more than a quarter, but not quite half, but enough, At least maybe 33% of a burger. Bottom line of the story, didn't feel anything. Bathroom the next day, bathroom the day after that, everything was fine. Everything was cool. Nothing was goofy, nothing was weird, no ill effects whatsoever. So I am very proud of my body for the humanity that is in there. It didn't do anything good, but it didn't do anything bad. And other than just like the factor of like, this is not something I know, this is not me. Other than like the uncomfortability of this doesn't fit within who I am, or who I am now. It's like, it was okay. No bad experiences, no gagging, nothing like that. And yes, who I am now, I try to eat wild caught fish once every 3 to 4 months. Sometimes I don't get that for a year, and that's fine. But sometimes I do. My dad is an avid angler, and that's my main hookup on that. He will freeze stuff and save stuff and get a whole bunch of different fish, and then he'll do sometimes a big fish fry with if someone's down here on vacation or something like that. He'll do a big fish fry for family and friends and all that. Well, mostly family, but yeah, some friends. And it'll be all different types of fish. And they'll all be wild caught, and it'll be something that's in his freezer for a while. And he'll do sometimes, I think I've seen him, I think he's done at least a 3-day marinade on stuff, which is just amazes me. But it doesn't seem very difficult, You take the fillets, you thaw them out, you put them in the marinade, and you let it sit for 3 days in the refrigerator. But it seems cool. And it's just like he's put a lot of love into that, and it's nice to have that hookup. It's nice to have that, if my dad was not an avid fisherman, maybe I would abandon, and I do, because I don't ever actually, I don't have it on my calendar. I just kind of know it's like, hey, it's been at least a quarter of a year, or 33% of a year sometimes, since it's been a half a year since I've eaten fish. At this point, it's probably been, I think February, so we're in August. So yeah, it might have been about half a year since I've eaten fish. Sometime after the new year, I remember there was something that he made that had fish and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, my dad loves the rules of fishing, and he sticks within those tight parameters. And in the last 2 years, his favorite fish that he goes after has not been legal to keep. So that is probably the reason I haven't. It might be over 6 months. Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, this is just me talking, getting all my head out to future me about stuff. Plans on eating and all that kind of stuff. Plans on making mistakes and living through it, and maybe skipping in workout days or missing workout days for whatever reason, but still living through it and keeping putting one foot in front of the other, and yeah, keep putting one foot in front of the other. I was going to say something about writing notes on this. Yeah, the frontal raise was all 5 pounds, all the way through. Nothing but 5s. Yeah, that felt pretty good. Near the end there. A lot of this felt good. The dips were surprising. Different gas tank. The gas tank for anything for the back, empty, or close to it. No, it wasn't empty. It was severely diminished. And the gas tank for the triceps, hey, let's go. That was kind of a fun surprise. I don't know, maybe it was unique to today. Unique to today. So yeah, shut this down. Shut off the camera. Turn on the phone. Hopefully I didn't miss anything important. And more than likely I didn't. Oh. Move slow. Feel it. Alright. If anybody's watched this, that's not me. And me. Hey, future me. Thank you for watching this, and anybody else. So, later it shall be.